Welcome to the Toyota Halftime. Let's go places.
Halftime here in downtown Minneapolis at U.S. Bank Stadium as the Vikings play host to Thanksgiving football for the very first time. Well, as you know, Thanksgiving is so connected with football for so many of us. And hopefully you've been watching the games throughout the day in Detroit and Dallas, and you've seen the reflections on the impact that John Madden had on so many of us and the holiday as well. This is the first Thanksgiving we have in the NFL without John Madden, who passed late last year. So we asked somebody very special who knew John better than anyone, his son, Mike, to share reflections on what Coach Madden meant to so many and meant to this holiday.
For our family, football was always a part of Thanksgiving, dating back to when Dad was a coach. It was in the middle of the season, so he'd still hold practice and then come home for dinner. He'd bring along Henry Lawrence, his offensive tackle, as our guest of honor.
And here's Staubach back to throw.
And we'd watch the Cowboys or the Lions like any other family.
I'm Frank Lieber, along with John Madden. Very exciting first half of football.
It sure was. We expected
Then, when Dad got into broadcasting, he'd be away all day on Thanksgiving, working like so many others.
Left goes to right goes to left.
But we were okay with that, because we knew he was doing what he loved and that he was still around family, his football family.
When Coach Madden is doing the game on Thanksgiving, it is a very, very big deal.
You just wanted to perform at your very best because the world is watching, and knowing that Madden would be calling the game, that just made it that much more sweet.
We have the tradition of Thanksgiving and football. Some things just go together greatly.
They sure do.
I think one of the best things Dad did with the Thanksgiving games is fill them with traditions. He was just that kind of guy, always thinking of ways to celebrate the game.
Hey, yo, I want to talk to John Madden.
I think that's how the Turkey Leg Award for the game's MVP came about.
Take those legs off there and hold them up.
As a running back, you can never have enough legs, so
I didn't necessarily want to take a bite of, the strange-looking bird, but obviously, receiving the honor from Coach Madden always meant you had a great game.
Boy, did Reggie White make a move. Watch him right here. Boom.
That first turkey leg really surprised Reggie. I think having an award from John meant more than probably Defensive Lineman of the Year because it came from John.
Eventually, it was that full-blown turducken, a chicken stuffed in a duck, stuffed in a turkey, with as many as 8 legs. More tradition and more laughs for everybody. Whether it was on Thanksgiving or on a Sunday, any football game was a holiday for Dad. A chance to share his love of the game with the fans and his favorite guys.
I was a big old greasy, fat, just sweaty guy. I was an everyday guy, and that's who Coach Madden was. He was an everyday guy.
Reggie really didn't have many older family males in his life. He looked up to John because he had such a great spirit. Reggie felt like he was more of an uncle than anything else.
I would go sit on the Madden bus, and we would just always talk, and we built up a great relationship, man. One of the greatest men I've ever known.
I think his legend is going to live on forever because, people are still talking about him and how he impacted their lives. His voice, his presence, everything, he's the GOAT.
I think about Dad every day, and honestly, I'll be thinking about him even more a few days from now. Because whenever he got home after Thanksgiving, that's when we'd have our dinner together as a family. And not that you even needed to ask, but yeah, we always had a turducken.
Wow.
This is him showing my son, his grandson, how to cut it just last year.
That's looking good.
He was a teacher until the very end, and we got to share him with a lot of people. And I really think that's something to be thankful for.
And thank you, Mike, for sharing your memories of your dad, who all of us love so much. We're going to preview Sunday night's Packers-Eagles matchup in a bit, but first, have you ever heard the legend of the all-new redesigned Toyota Sequoia? Let's take a look.
It's time to get dirty. Here I'm coming. You don't feel it. Rumble. So let me set the stage. One loss is too many for this team, especially considering what this team and this city is chasing. Let's get ugly. Let's play football, doggone it. That's all y'all do. Packers, Eagles in the Sunday night spotlight.
Thank you, Brian Dawkins, setting the table for Sunday night. We're off to Philly tomorrow. We'll get you ready for the Eagles and the Packers. Halftime, enjoying Tyler Hubbard of Florida Georgia Line.
Thank y'all so much. I'm Tyler Hubbard. I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
This has been the Toyota Halftime. Let's go places.